What if I tell you that you can get unlimited clients on your own terms and at your own price? No, I'm not talking about finding the hidden keywords to rank your gig on Fiverr or writing the perfect proposal on Upwork to hopefully get a client. And no, it's not cold emailing either. Now, I'm not saying that the platforms like Fiverr and Upwork are useless and you cannot get clients using these platforms. Of course, you can get a lot of clients using these platforms, and in fact, I do get some clients using these platforms. But the problem is these platforms are far from perfect. They simply deduct 20% of the project cost, and if your gig is not ranked, then you have to spend money on Fiverr ads or Upwork connects to get clients. And in my experience, it costs around 10% of the project cost to get clients using Fiverr ads and Upwork connects. So basically, these platforms are charging as much as 30% of the project cost, which is a huge cost. And that's not the only problem with these platforms. These platforms have become very saturated, and it will be very hard for a newcomer to stand out in the ocean of freelancers. There are over 60,000 plus video editing gigs on Fiverr, and if you are a new, Fiverr is going to give you a bumpy ride. Also, they can ban your account for even a minor unintentional mistake. So it is very risky to be fully dependent on these platforms. But there is a better way to get clients, which is not only sustainable, but also something that you can monetize. If you use that method to get clients, not only you will not have to spend money on Fiverr ads or Upwork connects, but you can also save the 20% these platforms deduct. The method I am going to share with you is a game changer, because it not only builds trust but also give you some serious leverage. Leverage that big names like Ali Abdal, Iman Kazi, Alex Ramosi and other top creators are using to dominate their space. So you might be asking, what is it? It's building your own personal brand. Building your personal brand is the best investment you can make in yourself right now. It's just not a trend. It's your ultimate weapon to stand out in a competitive field like video editing and get a lot of clients. Let me explain why. So for those who don't know, personal branding is exactly what it sounds like. It's the way you market yourself as a brand. Think of it as your professional reputation but on steroids. It's not just about what you do. It's also about how you present yourself, what you stand for, and the story you tell about your work and values. In simple terms, it's the reason why clients choose you over somebody else, even the skills are same. For example, when I say Gary Vee, what comes to your mind? Social media, hustle, entrepreneurship, right? Gary Vee has built his personal brand so strong that his name has become synonymous with providing values, motivation, and business insights. That's the power of personal branding. It's not just about being famous, it's being famous for something specific, the unique identity that makes you stand out in a market. There are hundreds of ways to get clients: Fiverr, Upwork, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it. But when you only rely on platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, you are not only competing against other freelancers, you are also handing over a significant chunk of your hard-earned money to these platforms. That's as much as 20% of each project gone, plus the money you have to spend on Fiverr ads and Upwork connects to get clients. Think about it. You do all the work, pour your creativity into every edit, and still have to share your paycheck with the middleman. And let's not forget the time spent on bidding projects, responding to lowball offers, and competing in a race to the bottom. But personal branding changes everything. When you build your personal brand, you take control. You cut out the middleman entirely. Clients come directly to you because they have seen your work, trust your expertise, and connect with your story. Suddenly, you are not just a profile in the sea of freelancers. You are the go-to expert they want to work with, and you keep every cent you earn. And even if you still use Fiverr and Upwork, having a personal brand gives you unfair advantage. When you send proposals or cold emails, your brand does half the selling for you. Clients can see your presence on Instagram or YouTube, watch your videos, and get an idea about who you are and what you can deliver. That trust and familiarity increases the chances of converting leads into actual clients. Now tell me, when clients approach you on Fiverr or Upwork, how do they gauge your skills? Do they have any practical way to know whether you would be a good fit for the job or not? Well, you might say they can see my portfolio, my website, or reviews on my Fiverr profile to have an idea about my service. Well, I have seen people using fake samples in their portfolio. Few months ago, I tried to hire some video editors from LinkedIn. When they shared their portfolios, they were amazing and I was really impressed and gave them the order. But when they delivered the video, it was a total disaster. They didn't even bother to change the fonts and color on the titles. And the stock footage they used was barely relevant. And I have to edit the video myself, and this has happened to me 3 times. And as far as the reviews are concerned, we know people buy fake reviews all the time. So the big question is, how do clients know if you know what you are offering? How can you remove the confusion, the uncertainty, and the doubt clients have when hiring somebody? The answer is simple: by building your own personal brand. When you share your own videos with clients instead of somebody else's, it removes the confusion clients have. They can clearly see your work with your face on Instagram or YouTube or wherever you post your stuff. That's the power of personal branding. It builds trust before the first conversation even happens. It shows the clients that you are not just another freelancer, you are the real deal. And when clients trust, they don't have to guess. They exactly know what they are getting. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Relatability often beats competence. Now, don't get me wrong, being good at what you do is non-negotiable. But skills alone won't set you apart in the crowded market. A strong personal brand changes the game. When clients can see your work, hear your story, or interact with you online, they feel like they already know you. Think about it: two people with the same skill level. One shares behind the scene content, their processes, and his personality online, and the other one is just another name on Fiverr profile. Who would you trust more? Clients don't just hire skills, they hire people they feel connected to. A personal brand builds that trust, making you the obvious choice because you are relatable, visible, and real. What comes to your mind when I say Elon Musk? Maybe Tesla, SpaceX, or some nonsensical tweets. He could be an asshole, but he's a smart one. He has built his personal brand using gigs and gained millions of followers. And now, when he has to announce any products, he doesn't have to spend millions of dollars on ads. He just tweets it and people know about it. On the other hand, Tesla competitor Ford has to spend millions of dollars on ads just to stay relevant in the market. This not only saves a lot of money, but people also relate to him and trust his products. That's the power of strong personal brand. It's free organic marketing at its best. Now, personal branding isn't just for billionaires. Imagine if you had a strong personal brand. You don't have to spend money on Fiverr ads, Upwork Connects, or paid promotions to get clients. Your name could become your marketing tool. Every post you make on Instagram, YouTube, or LinkedIn showcases your skills, shares your journey, and builds trust. That's free marketing. Clients can see your work, get to know you, and come directly to you. No middleman, no ad spend, just organic growth. If you don't start building your personal brand right now, here's what's likely to happen. You will stay stuck on platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, paying fees and competing in a race to the bottom. Meanwhile, someone else, maybe with the same skills as you, is out there posting regularly on Instagram, sharing their processes on YouTube, and engaging on LinkedIn. And because of that, they are winning. They are landing clients directly, charging premium rates, and building relationships that give them the long-term opportunities. Without a personal brand, you are just another freelancer in the sea of profiles. Don't let that be your story. Start your personal brand today and take control of your career.